If you had $1 million invested today, how much cash are you generating with that portfolio? Today, we're going to be talking about how we can use $1 million portfolio to generate enough cash where we may be able to live off of it for a good bit. And maybe this could be created into a good framework for creating a portfolio. Now, we're going to call this my 3-bucket income portfolio framework. And that's because we're going to divide our $1 million portfolio into 3 basic buckets. And the cool thing is, you can make these percentages any way you like, just depending on how old you are and where your strategy comes along. So let's get down to it and let's dive in.
This video is purely educational content. It should not be considered personal finance advice. I'm not a licensed financial advisor and I don't know your financial situation, risk tolerance, or even investment goals. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results, and always do your own research and consider consulting with a qualified financial professional before making any investment. All right, let's get on to the video.
Hey guys, my name is Steve and I run the Frugal Expat website where we try to help people to save more and invest better. And today we are breaking down my 3-bucket income portfolio framework that can help you invest better. All right, let's get to it. Many investors try to focus on a couple of different things and don't really have a good strategy about doing it. First of all, some may just focus on growth, but miss out on that income portion. Some may just chase the yield, but miss out on the growth of the portfolio. Today, we're going to kind of break down and kind of build things together and put some growth, put some income, and put some good dividend growth stocks in those as well. So let's just show you guys how this framework kind of works. So we're going to have 3 different buckets. Bucket 1 is going to be our growth engine. These is where we're going to put our broad market, our growth ETFs, all into that one bucket to kind of accelerate the growth of our portfolio. Bucket 2 is going to be kind of our safety net, those dividend ETFs that could be part of your growth for the long term. And the 3rd bucket is going to be your income bucket. You're going to be using some income ETFs, option ETFs that can grow your income for the future or your income for today. And so we're going to kind of throw in some different ETFs, but you can pick and choose all sorts of ETFs to add to these buckets. All right, let's talk about some of those buckets. Let's start with bucket number 1. Bucket number 1 surrounds those broad market and growth and even sector ETFs. Now we're talking about some things that can continue to grow but may not have the yield they may be looking for. Now, one of my favorites, it's going to be VTI, which is the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund ETF. It tracks the entire stock market. So you got anywhere between 3,500 to 4,000 different stocks. Expense ratio is 0.03%, making it very cheap, as in $3 for every $10,000 invested. Now, this ETF has been doing pretty good over the long term, but it tracks the entire stock market. So if you love the US stock market, this is a good one. And this continues to keep stability. Now it's going to have some downturns, of course, but it's going to continue to grow anywhere between like a 13 to 15%. And in the long term, it's done about 10 to 11%. I say 13, 15 because the last 10 years have been great. But will the next 10 years? I don't know. So if you continue to grow your portfolio, having something that tracks the whole market could help out. Our next ETF will be a good growth one. That could be qqqi. Now I like qqqi because it tracks the Nasdaq 100. It's a nice broad market ETF. It's got about 100 different stocks that are non-financial based upon growth. Now this ETF does hold some great stocks with Apple, Amazon, Nvidia, Tesla, Google. So you're getting some good companies within this portfolio. Now it's got an expense ratio of 0.15%, which is a little bit cheaper than qqqi, which is 0.18%. It just means it costs $15 for every $10,000 invested. Now it has done anywhere between 18 to 19% over the last 10 years. And so you're getting a very good ETF that continues to grow. Now it's going to have some big downturns when the market crashes, but you're looking for growing this portfolio. Our next ETF after that is going to be SMH, which is the VanEck Semiconductor ETF. Now this ETF tracks about 25 to 26 different companies that are semiconductor companies. Now I like this one because I like semiconductors and chips power everything in the world. And so you're getting a good ETF that could power the world. Now it's got a 0.35% expense ratio, meaning it costs $35 for every $10,000 invested. In the long term, it's done about anywhere between 30 to 31% over the last 10 years. So that's a pretty good average if you ask me. And so this year it's up pretty good. And so this could be a great sector ETF to add to your portfolio. Now, some other ETFs you could add to this section of the bucket one could be SPMO from Invesco, which is a momentum ETF. Could be VGT, which is a Vanguard tech ETF. It could be XLK, which is an iShares tech ETF. It could be SEHG, which is a large cap growth ETF from Charles Schwab. And there's some other ETFs that could be added in this portion, like a VOO, an SPY, an IYW. There's just other ETFs you could add. So make this bucket your growth and proportion and do what you want to with. Now I'm going to have about 25% of this portfolio in this growth section, allowing the rest of it to be concentrated on more income. And so let's dive into bucket number two. Now bucket number two is going to be more for this dividend growth ETFs. Now we're talking about like an SCHD or a DGRO. Now the reason I say dividend growth is we're going to allow the dividend to grow over time, anywhere between that 9 to 10%. And so in the long run, if you're looking at it within 10, 15, 20 years, this dividend is going to continue to grow to the point where it's going to be making some pretty good income for you. Now, these ETFs are a little bit more stable, and so when market downturns do happen and your growth section does kind of dip, this ETFs will be able to help you in those market downturns. So we're going to talk about two that particular, and then I'm going to have some others that you could add to this portfolio. Our first one is going to be SCHD, which is the Charles Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF. It tracks the Dow Jones US Dividend 100 Index, which is 100 different companies, and this has value. It's got good dividends, and it's got a pretty good 10-year dividend growth rate. Now the 10-year growth rate is around that 10%, and so it's pretty good. It's got a dividend yield of about 3.3 to 3.6% yield, and so that's pretty good. Now this is like the gold standard. There's a tons of people that love SCHD. There's tons of people that hate SCHD, and that's okay. It's done pretty good and it's solid for the long term. Now the key for this dividend ETF is we want to see it grow its dividend over the long term. Now, if you're looking for income today, this may not be a good bucket for you for today, but if you're looking for income for the next 15 to 20 years, this could be a good income ETF that you could add that dividend. Now, our next one is going to be VYMI. This is the Vanguard High Dividend International ETF. Now, VYMI is a little bit different as CHD. First of all, it gives us international exposure. So that means we're talking about 1,500 different companies paying a pretty good high yield. The dividend growth rate of it is around 10 to 11%. It's got a yield of about 3.3 to 3.6%, very similar to SEHD. But on the other hand, it gives us some international exposure. And so we're not focused on some of the big names in the US market. We're also getting some international exposure with this ETF. So now with this bucket number two, you've got SEHD, you got VYMI, and some other ETFs you could throw in is you could also throw in IDMO. You can throw in some VYM, DGRO, FDVV. There are some other ones out there to help you guys grow this second bucket. Now, this bucket is not our main income bucket, so we're only going to give it 20%. This is for the future. Now, if you're looking for income today, this may be less. It could be 10%, it could be 5%, it could be 0%. But if you're looking for maybe down the road 15, 20 years, this could be a pretty good bucket for you. And the dividends are taxed at the qualified dividend range, which is that long-term capital gains range. So it's a pretty good and a tax-efficient way to grow that income for the future. Hey guys, if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. And if you're looking for a great place to track your portfolio, one of my favorite places is Snowball Analytics. I've been using Snowball Analytics since February of 2025, and I love it. I enjoy it. I look on my app, I look on the computer, and I can track to see how my dividends are doing, how my ETFs are doing, and even look up information about them. So if you want to try it out, there's always a free plan. You can use my link in the description. It'll also give you a discount if you want to sign up. And you'll also see it in the pinned comments. All right, let's get back to the video. Bucket number 3 is gonna be our high income bucket. This is gonna be built out of option ETFs. Now, not all option ETFs are created equal, but today we're gonna talk about 3 different ones that you could add to this bucket. Now, we're gonna be putting about 55% of our income, of our $1 million into this bucket in order to create good income and cash flow. Now, the thing is with these is there are also some risk to these. Now, not every option ETF is created equal. Some will have some more capped upsides than others. Some's gonna have some worse tax efficiency. Some's gonna have better tax efficiency. So you just gotta do your research on the different ones. And today we're gonna be talking about 3, but these aren't the only 3. There's tons of them out there. Now, the first one is going to be qqqi. qqqi is the NEO's high income NASDAQ 100 ETF. This ETF tracks the NASDAQ 100 index. It sells covered calls on the NDX, and it produces 1256 contracts, which means it's pretty tax efficient. These 1256 contracts will tax the premiums and the income coming in as 60% long-term capital gains, 40% short-term capital gains. With qqqi, you're also going to distribute some ROC or return on capital, and that's going to be between that 90 to 99% range, all the way up to 100% range, which means they're going to be returning capital back to you. So it's going to be a tax deferral, meaning more tax efficiency. So the good news is it's also got a 14% yield, which is good. This tracks the qqqi, which is pretty good, the NASDAQ 100, and so it's got some pretty good tax efficiency, pretty good price appreciation. It's got a good total return, and this is a great ETF that you could add to your portfolio. I have it personally in my portfolio, and that's why I kind of like it. This ETF is also won an award in 2025 for best actively managed ETF. So it's a great ETF that you could buy and hold in your portfolio. Now, some other NASDAQ ones that you could do is GPIQ. You could do some TDAC and some other ones. But this is the one that I like, and it's got some good ones too. Now, it's got an expense ratio of 0.68%, meaning it costs $68 for every $10,000 invested. But I mean, with everything else, I mean, it's a pretty good ETF that you could add. Our next ETF is OVL, which is the Overlay Shares Large Cap ETF. OVL takes a different approach to these option ETFs. First of all, it owns about 100% of VOO, which is an S&P 500 ETF from Vanguard. And so you're wondering, how does it make money? So what it does is it will sell put options on the SPX, creating a pretty good income. So first of all, it's going to pick a strike, and what it will also do, it will buy some put options at a lower strike, so it will not cap the downturn of its portfolio. So it's going to make money on the SPX selling put options, and then it's also going to buy some puts to have a spread strategy with it. Now, the cool thing with this OVL is you're getting exposure to the S&P 500. OVL has bypassed and beaten the S&P 500 since its inception in 2019. Now, this is an ETF from Liquid Shares out of Atlanta, and this is one of the first ones. And the reason this is kind of catching fire recently, it has moved from quarterly payments to monthly payments, and the monthly distributions are sitting at about 10.52%. So it's a pretty good yield. If you want exposure to the S&P 500 and you want a different strategy besides that cover call strategy, this is a put strategy. So you're getting some good income, you're getting matched up with the S&P 500, and this could be a great one to add to your portfolio. Now, our last ETF is a little bit different, and this is like an alternative one. This is QDVO. Now, QDVO is from Amplify. It is the CWP Growth and Income ETF from Amplify. It's got about a 10 to 11% yield, and so it's pretty good yield. It's got about 30 to 40 different companies with a mix of blue chip dividend stocks and some growth companies like an Nvidia, Meta, and Apple. And so you're getting some good dividend stocks like a Coca-Cola and a Home Depot, and you're also getting some growth stocks. So what it's doing is getting some dividend distribution from those dividends, kind of the stable ones, and they're also overlaying that with some call options on some of those growth assets. It does have some tax efficiency, like the other two has tax efficiency. So it's returning some capital, so it's doing some ROCs. And so that's good news for you. I mean, it's a great one that if you want, it's got good total performance with growth. It's got some stability with it as well. And so it's got a mixed bag. So you got qqqi, which does cover call strategies on the Nasdaq 100. You've got OVL, which does put strategies on the S&P 500, and then you got QDVO, which is doing kind of a mix of income and growth, but selling cover calls on the assets under management, giving you some good income. So that is bucket number 3, an income bucket. We're putting 55% of our $1 million into this bucket. Now you may be wondering how these kind of break down. Let's first break down these buckets on how much they're having, what's kind of the yield going with it, and even the income that's coming with it to get our final income of this $1 million 3-bucket portfolio. Now bucket number 1 is going to be the VTI, QQM, and SMH. Now these don't have very high yields. It's got a blended yield of about 0.6%. So we're talking about if we put in $250,000 into it, we're going to get about $125 per month from the yield. But the cool thing is it's going to continue to grow our portfolio over the long term. Now let's look at bucket number 2. Bucket number 2 is going to have about $200,000, and it's got SEHD and VYMI. And those are doing about 30.5 to 3.6%. And so we're roughly going to get about $580 per month. And so the hope is this is going to grow over time in the long period. And that's about 20% of our portfolio in this bucket number 2. Now, bucket number 3 is about $550,000 into this bucket. QQQI has got about 14% yield. OVL, it's got about 10.5%. QDVO's got about 10.4%, and that's going to be a blended of anywhere between that 11.6 to 12%. We'll go with 12% as an easier number. And so 550,000 into this bucket, it's going to be about $5,500 per month. And so we can add that up into kind of our seeing what our income could be at the end. So we add up all those things in that kind of different ranges. It's going to range anywhere between $5,900 per month all the way up to $6,200 per month. And so you have the ability to make up around $6,000 per month with this $1 million 3-bucket portfolio. And like I said, this is not a perfect way to do it. You guys can adjust it the way you want. You can have less dividends. You can have less growth. You can have more growth. You can have less income. This is just a framework to create your own portfolio for the future. Now, who's this portfolio really good for? Now, first of all, this portfolio is for those that are getting ready for retirement. Maybe you're looking for more income. Maybe you don't have as much money invested and you want to have more retirement. So you have a good bit in those income. You got some good bits in those dividends, and you still have some growth in broad markets to kind of put all this together. That could be something for you. Maybe you're already in retirement looking for more income, and so maybe you could adjust this and you could add more into that income bucket. Maybe you're looking for a possibility of early retirement, and you want to put more money into this portfolio to kind of help supplement possibly your job that you're trying to leave. Those could be all different possibilities. Those that may be looking at accumulating wealth that are in your 20s and maybe early 30s and don't need income, this may not be the portfolio for you. You may just want to go all growth and all broad market. That's perfectly fine. You have tons of years ahead of you. But maybe when you get a little bit older, you're thinking, I want a little bit more income. Maybe work possibility and financial freedom is something on your horizon. And maybe you may adjust your portfolio where you could start adding some more income ETFs. For me, I have some good broad market and some growth. I sell some options. And right now I've also got some SEHD. And so right now I'm kind of building that income portion of my portfolio. I've got some QQQI. And so I'm continuing to add more into that income bucket for the future. I don't have to really kind of meddle with options, and maybe I just let my ETFs do the work for me, and then I can just sit back, relax, and have some fun. That's me. But let me know in the comments, what does your portfolio look like? Do you have a 4-fund portfolio, 3-bucket portfolio? Do you have 10 different ETFs that make up? Let me know in the comments. And the cool thing is, I'm also going to probably be making some live streams about this. So check those out as well and join those chats. All right, guys, let me know and check out this great video on 4 NEOS ETFs producing about $4,000 to $5,000 per month up here. And I'll see you guys in our next video.